Alright, hello everybody. We're going to do another breakdown video here. This is one of our hardest working students. Sean on the left here is going to fight in the finals here on the weekend. He won the gold medal. We're going to check out his match and see what we can add to his game and see some of the things that he did really well. So let's get to it. So he came out, got a pretty quick grip on the collar with his right hand, but he decides to change it up and get into more of a pummel position. Guy puts his butt back, kind of felt the wrestle coming there. Sean gets him moving forward a little bit, a little cross grip. Just got the hand on the elbow. Uses that elbow lift to tilt him, and a nice foot sweep there. Okay, so the nice thing about this is that foot sweep enabled him to bypass the guard, which is huge, especially troublesome, especially in the heavyweight divisions. And so the bottom guy has a hard time getting back to guard here. So Sean puts the knee on the stomach. A couple things we can add there. See what happened there, the guy almost got guard back, so it was a little too easy from right here to put his right knee in, so he kind of moved in and got the knee in. That could be trouble. Sean did a good job jumping over the leg drag on the other side, so a couple adjustments we can make there. So one thing is right here, when he got side control, he maintained this hand in the collar, so he has that cross grip and he's putting pressure down here. I'm just going to change up that color here so you guys can see a little better. Maybe black will work. There we go. So the left hand's in the collar, which is good when the guy is turned away. So this guy, if he was turning to his left, then that collar would pull him back. But if you maintain that grip, you don't have the ultimate control here that you could. So what I would suggest here is take that hand, let it go now. Once the guy's flat on his back like he is, bring this hand around the head and do the cross face. Take your time and then make him suffer in that position. So I'm going to go forward a little bit here. So, okay, so that's where it kind of backfired a little bit here. Now if you notice, the guy, just bear with me, I'm just learning this tool here, is the guy started turning inward now, started turning in. And that grip here won't stop that. That'll only stop turning away. So what Sean would have to do is wrap that around. But even now, when the guy gets a little on the side, it can be tough to wrap the head and flatten him out because he's already turned a little bit. So I think that's why Sean pops up in a knee on stomach. We'll have to see. So yeah, he's turning in, now he pops up knee on stomach. Now, a couple grip adjustments. I'm not exactly sure where the right hand is right now. Could be on the pant leg. But this grip here would be better on this side, thumb in the collar here. And what that would do is if Sean had that grip in here, then he just straightens this arm, his jaw wouldn't be able to turn in. And it'll be tough for him to be able to recompose and get the guard back. Plus, if he has his left hand in here, he could put his right hand in here and get a baseball choke. Or he could do, there's a collar choke variation as well there, a cross choke. Another option he could do is when he's up, I would take the right hand, wherever that is now, and put it right in this collar, 4 fingers. And again, that forearm will stop that face from turning, combined with the pressure from the knee on stomach, which is huge. He's got the nice posted leg here. Awesome. So I think this is why the guy was able to turn and get his knee in the underneath Sean, and then Sean had to jump to leg drag. So I'm going to fast forward here for a second. So you'll see he's able to turn in. See, that stops the turn away, but the guy turned in. So Sean felt it, did a good job of backpedaling, grabbing the other leg, and was able to hop right into side control on the other side. So the knee on stomach was good. I like that a lot right here, because I like the elbow touching the knee. See, that makes it very tough for this guy to bring that leg back in and recompose the guard. Let's continue, see what happens next. Just force it down. Did a good job here. So once he has the person turning away, it's very important not to let the guy turn back in. So Sean did a good job of kind of dropping his body behind the back, and then he started looping the arm around. Now that can go to a seatbelt connection, or I think Sean wants to go more for the kill here, so he's going for the choke. So we'll see what happens from there. So he gets the choke in, his right hand's in the collar. He grabs the leg, he's kind of setting up the bow and arrow. Loops his leg over. grabbing the leg. And he needs to get that right leg over the shoulder. You're going to see that coming now for sure. So get the left hand on the leg, right here. Nice grip. Now this right leg has got to get over the shoulder to kind of get that tight pressure here, because he's got the hand in this collar right here and he's pulling it across the neck. So what happens is this collar stops him from turning this way. He wants to turn away to unwind it, but this grip on the pant leg stops that. You got that kind of counter pressure, both directions. Now look at that leg to go over the shoulder. See how he did a little hip escape to do it. Now he's still not enough pressure yet, and the guy taps here. So it was still tight. Sean had a tight grip, but if you got that leg over the shoulder, it would have been even tighter in that position. So let me see here. So you see this leg. He was going over top. He would have put that next, but the guy tapped out here before he was done putting the leg over the shoulder. So it was a good submission. Solid match there. See if we can go forward a bit, see if we see anything else. That's a tight choke. You can even see it on the opponent's face when they get that bow and arrow. It's like you don't want to tap, but it's ripping your neck off. He's disappointed. And that was a good match here. Let's go back to a little bit of a screen here. 1 second. So what did we talk about? Just a little recap. I'm going to put a little text on here, test this tool out a little bit. So some of the key points we talked about. So the takedowns went really smooth when he dropped into side control. If the guy's flat on his back, if opponent is flat, switch to the crossface. If I could spell, switch to the crossface to keep him from turning in. So that's one thing we talked about. That would have probably he would have had the side control and smother the guy a little bit. Maybe he got the submission without having to jump over to the other side with the leg drag. But remember, there's always, you can get one position, lose it a bit, and then you have a follow-up. Sean had a great follow-up to the other side. But as you get to really high level, you need to make sure you make every advantageous moment count. So when you get the advantage, you cannot let them get back, because you might not have another chance to get to that side control. So we talked about that. We talked about the knee on stomach. So the knee on stomach, I would say, it was the only reason it was a little weaker is because the hand was across and thumb in the far collar. So you want to control, I would say today we talked about controlling the close collar. Now we did that with either hand. We did that with the same side hand. So that would have been the left. Same side hand, it's not sand. Or far side hand. And that would have been the right hand, the right knee on the stomach, and that would have been 4 fingers in. That knee on stomach pressure, he would have been able to set maybe a few more submissions from there and control there. He's got a ton of pressure. The jump over was good, everything else was good. A great match on. And we'll be back soon with more breakdowns.